Hey, 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 welcome back to the 14-day REwilding challenge. If you are just tuning into the challenge, check out day one. I go into why I created this REwilding challenge, why I'm doing it, and why I'm inviting you to do it with me. Today, the challenge is hum. Hum. But before I explain why, I'm going to tell you a little story. And that is that the one day ever that I experienced COVID symptoms, this has been a couple of years now, I became super fascinated with humming. That day, I distinctly remember sending a text to my former mother-in-law and asking if she had any wisdom to share with me on the topic of humming. I had a hunch that she did, and she did, and I'm so grateful to her for that. That day I listened to some YouTube videos on the topic, and I scanned a few studies. One study that I scanned said, or one article that I read cited a study involving people with chronic inflammation in their sinuses. And it was found that humming 4 times per day eliminated symptoms in 4 days. And a big part of this REwilding challenge is for me, and hopefully you, to decrease inflammation in our lives. So, curious, do you know what happens when you hum? Well, humming vibrates your sinuses. It vibrates your brain and your entire nervous system through your spinal cord, through your motor and your sensory nerves. Now, if the narrow passages between your sinuses and your nasal passages get inflamed, you become susceptible to all sorts of stuff, airborne viruses, bacteria, funguses breeding in your sinuses, which can then damage your lungs. Quick aside. A few times during this challenge, I have shared about mouth breathing and the detriment of mouth breathing to a whole host of areas of our lives. Well, recently I learned additional side effects to mouth breathing, which connects to humming, ADHD-like effects, posture problems, tension headaches, decreased cognition, like just an overall lower quality of life, is the result of being a mouth breather instead of a nose breather. Now, why am I bringing that up right now during the humming challenge? Well, that's because people who predominantly breathe through their mouth, you really, really, really need to find ways to unblock the passages that I mentioned a few minutes ago and regenerate your nasal system, the microbiome in your nasal system. July 18th, doing a talk on microbiomes, rebuilding your microbiomes. Message me for more information on that. So how though does this happen? Or how can we unblock our passages, our nasal passages? There are a multitude of ways. One of them is humming, and that's why I'm bringing it up right now. Humming creates sound waves. The vibrations, they ventilate your body. They unblock your body, starting with your sinuses. For the yogis out there, have you ever wondered why Tibetan monks chant in such low tones, or why why yogis draw out the sound at, the end of the sacred mantra, Om. The reason is because the monks and the ancient yogis are aware of the vital energy that comes from vibration. They're aware of the activation of our energy centers, of our chakras, that comes from vibration, humming, right? The expansion and the illumination of the experience of life, the aliveness that comes from vibration in your body, which we can access through humming. Humming, it organizes our whole being. Your whole organism is organized through humming. Humming recalibrates our neural pathways. It improves our concentration. It improves our relaxed awareness, which I've spoken about many, many times during this REwilding challenge. That's a big reason we want to decrease inflammation, because it increases relaxed awareness and all of these things. Concentration, it balances out your endocrine system. Humming specifically, it also improves your sleep because it releases melatonin. It lowers your blood pressure. It lowers your heart rate. It kills viruses in your sinuses, including COVID, which is why I got super curious about humming when I had COVID. It also increases your lymphatic circulation. And humming decreases deafness. It improves our hearing. It reduces cortisol being the stress hormone. Humming decreases cortisol. It releases endorphins. Endorphins are natural pain relievers. So you can literally decrease physical pain through humming because it releases endorphins. It also releases oxytocin. Oxytocin is the love hormone. And it releases nitric oxide, which you've heard me talk about nitric oxide a couple times in this challenge. But humming releases 20 times the amount of nitric oxide in your sinuses than simply exhaling quietly. So, humming equals calmness. Humming equals less pain. Humming equals more love, right? And it doesn't cost anything, and it's always accessible to you. You can hum anytime. So I'm inviting you to become a hummer today, but only if you want to experience less anxiety in your life, less irritability, if you want to decrease depression, if that is something you're experiencing. All right, so there's a whole lot about why you want to hum. I'm going to give you now some specific instruction on humming. First, exhale fully. Or through your nose. And then take a deep inhale into your abdomen. Fill your lungs. Now you're going to exhale through your nose while making a humming sound. You want to hum as low as you comfortably can. And focus on increasing the vibration in your nasal area. You also want to stay comfortable, okay? Sometimes folks can experience dizziness when they're humming, and if that is the case for you, just ease up a bit. So exhale completely, take a long, slow, deep, full inhalation, and then exhale out of your nose while making a humming sound. Do that 4 times right in a row, and that is going to maximize the release of nitric oxide. If you want to do like another round of 4 humming exhalations, that's cool, but take a break for a few minutes, like at least 3 minutes. Take a break before you do another round of 4. What else? I think that is about it. I really encourage you to acknowledge that humming. Like, it only takes a minute. You can do it easily while engaged in other activities. Ask my daughter Joy. We hum while we're driving. We hum while we're hiking. We hum while we're drawing. We hum in preparation for meditation. So why not start humming? Exhale. Take a deep breath in and then exhale out as comfortably as you can, humming. Do it 4 times. Wait at least 3 minutes if you want to do it again. Also, if you have sinus issues, if you tend to mouth breathe, if you get sore throats or you have hearing loss, you all want to take up humming as a serious sport. All right, y'all. That's all for today. I'd love to hear about your experience with any of the 7 challenges that we've done so far. We're humming today. We have fasted. We have swished. We have exhaled. We have rubbed. We have walked. And we have sipped. And if you are curious about learning more about any of these practices or incorporating these practices into your day-to-day, into what you already have going on, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. Peace.